Welcome to Conversations. Just like I said, I am going to be speaking to somebody from Europe. But what you didn't know is that she is a Kenyan. Her life story started right here in Kisumu, and she's now a TV producer, a musician, a wife, a mother, and many other hats. She is Juliet Oen, and she is coming to us from Belgium. Hello, Juliet.
Hello, how are you?
I am
Hi,
good. Hi, how are you? How is
everything
the
is fine. Everything is fine with us.
Great. How is your family? How are your husband and your daughters?
My husband is fine. He's happy to be back to his home country. The
Yeah.
kids are back to come, are happy to be back here to be closer to their auntie and their grandfather. And
Nice.
yeah, me, I'm just happy go along. Gotta do what you gotta do for the family. So we are all okay.
I love it. Now, your husband is a chef. And me personally, during quarantine, nimekula, kukula, kukula. I don't even know whether these clothes I am wearing, I will still be wearing them when we're back on the outside. Um, has it been difficult? Have you guys had to have like some kind of menu, or what have you been doing about food, seeing as you live with a chef?
Well, not really, because we always, like, if you've seen our cooking, I cook as well, we always do a balanced diet. And we always try to have vitamins, carbohydrates, proteins, all that packed into one meal. So every time we wake up in the morning, it's exhausting. It's already like, what do you want for lunch? Immediately I have like, what do you want for dinner? So, but the kids love it. I love it. They're healthy. The kids love our greens. So no, we don't really bother with that. We know the food is good and fresh.
Oh, that's great. I think I need to come to Belgium because
Yeah.
me, all I've been doing on this side is eating very badly, eating all the snacks and all the junk food.
You're always welcome. Should you decide to come, karibu to our kitchen. You'll enjoy it.
Thank you. Talk to me about Belgium. Where in Belgium are you guys based, and what's been your experience over the last couple of months with COVID-19?
Okay, I'm in a town called Duisburg, which is close to the university city of Leuven. So my husband actually grew up like 5 minutes from where we live. So he came back and he already met his schoolmates from childhood. So all is good. And I'm also lucky that my best friend lives here in Antwerp. So the transition for me was like coming from home to another home. Yeah.
That is so nice. Wow. That's so comfortable than like homey. You don't get as much culture shock. You don't feel alone. What is it like in quarantine, being stuck in the house? And are there any interesting laws that the government of Belgium has had to bring in to help deal with the pandemic?
Oh yes, the laws were passed. Actually, we've been indoors now for 2 months or so, maybe slightly more than 2 months.
You've been where, sorry, for 2 months?
We've been in lockdown for 2 months more, and you were allowed to go to the grocery store to buy food, but of course you had to keep the distance, and only one person from a family is allowed to do that. And of course, outside the supermarkets, there are health officials with the masks and sanitizers. And before you take the trolley, they clean it up, and only up to 10 people allowed in the big supermarkets. So also they didn't encourage motorbike riding.
Mm.
Yeah, you're not allowed to visit the elderly, of course. You con, only the people you're staying with you can associate with. So the rules have actually helped because we know the older people were passing on faster than the younger, but it
Mhm.
changed. So it's sad the kids are not seeing their grandfather for those 2 months, but it's okay. They're slowly reopening the hardware stores. They are reopening, I think, today, this Tuesday, and maybe next week around the 12th, they'll open some schools. But there's some classes, some kids that will not be able to go to school. They're only focusing on the important stages.
Oh, okay.
So, like the nursery school children go to school. Maybe kids between 7 years and 8 years would go to school.
Mm-hmm.
Important ages. My oldest, who is 10, will not be able to go to school because they don't consider her curriculum as important now.
Okay.
So only those will be able to go to school. We've missed dining out.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Missed our friends, but this is a thing that is so beautiful about this lockdown is you actually get to relearn each other. You know your kids more. They're not out everywhere. Your partner is not out everywhere. It's like starting to date again, learning your kids, those things that you didn't really know you were ignoring. So some people are killing their wives.
Yeah.
It's true. Some people are going crazy because they're realizing they cannot stand each other. But some are taking this opportunity to really work and better themselves and just roll with it. Like the world has changed. So you roll with it, you go with it.
Yeah. That's good. I like that positive attitude. You mentioned that some schools are reopening. That's great for the students. I'm sure the government will put in the controls that they need to for the school. But before they reopen, what has the homeschooling experience been like for you as a mom and for your husband as a dad? How have you guys been balancing? Because it is tough, I hear.
Personally, I've been saved from this because I don't speak Flemish. And the curriculum is in Flemish.
Hmm.
But I can tell you one thing, my husband has been going crazy over it. Right? So what I do, because I don't speak Flemish yet, I know words here and there, but the curriculum, of course, is in Flemish.
Mhm.
So what I do at that time, I would just go upstairs, watch my Netflix, and pretend that I'm not hearing anything because they drive him crazy. They cannot understand why their parent is suddenly their teacher
Hmm.
and has to follow the time of the homework and
Ah.
teach them what they need. So I let him pull out his hair, then I sneak down back a bit after and I say, are you all okay?
Oh my gosh, I love it.
But yeah, the government has put into measures with the schools that once a week they have a Zoom call with the whole of their class plus their teacher to catch up. Yes,
That's
so
good.
that's a beautiful, yes, that's a beautiful thing. And also for the kids with their birthdays, they send things via mail. They do a raffle when on their Zoom.
Oh,
So my daughter present from her school. Yes, I know. And they all called her and they sang happy birthday. So they're still trying to make you feel like a community and classmates and friends. So I love that about it.
oh, that's so great. That's so good to hear. I'm so happy. Oh, and happy belated birthday to your daughter as well.
Thank you. That was last month, but thank you.
um, so like when your husband is going through all these classes and everything with the girls, are you the one who prepares lunch? Are you the one who's in the kitchen, or does he still do the kitchen because he's a chef?
Well, I do cook, like we often, whoever feels like cooking cooks.
Okay.
But when he's stressed, I cook. But he likes to do it sometimes just to release that stress of the shouting.
Yes, especially that.
He likes to go into the kitchen, open a beer, and cook the stress out. So I can always support by popping one bottle of bubbly,
I love it.
offering moral and
Did you say or
sorry.
5 bottles of bubbly, or how many bottles did you say of bubbly?
Oh, I said pop one.
One.
Like
Okay.
a bottle a day never killed anyone.
Now I'd love for us to talk about work. You have a song that you dropped recently. The video is out. Ooh, it's all types of fun and just wonderful. Tell us all about that and what you were thinking when you wrote this song.
So I actually wrote this song 6 years ago. Yes, but I never felt that it was the right time because it's old school R&B, and I didn't feel like the scene was ready for it then.
Mhm.
Now that I realize more people are getting more into the vibe of R&B, I was like, oh, I have this fantastic song that I did, and hello, I'm in a new place. Why not play around with it?
I like that.
So the song
Okay, so
is
that's how
called,
it came along. It's an R&B track. Tell us more.
yeah, it's called Beauty and the Beast. It's about that crazy, jiggly, feely kind of love that no one understands, but you just make each other feel so good.
Oh my gosh, I totally get it. And for all our viewers, if you haven't seen the video, go check it out. It's on YouTube and it is all things feel good, like Juliet says. Um, do you usually find you write and you feel differently about music, like now when you're in Kenya, when you're in Belgium, or is it the same?
Sorry?
When you're writing and singing, do you usually feel like your music is different and your inspirations are different from when you're in Kenya and when you're in Belgium?
Well, since I came, I've done two songs. Yeah, one I haven't released, and one I already released with my best friend Kathy. So it did very well. We also shot it in Belgium. Uh, and yeah, when I write music, I write for the particular time what I'm feeling.
Mm.
But my sound is changing. Yes, my voice is getting more mature. Of course, I started music when I was 20. Now I'm 34. So of course, the things I want to talk about and the confidence of gain, and the things I want to spill out there, are not for the faint-hearted.
I love it. Um, Now you've always had this attitude, even though you're saying you've become more, your music has become more mature as you've gotten older and as you've experienced more. You've always been a go-getter. You've always been fiery, and I want to know where that comes from.
Well, that definitely comes from my mother. My mother was a no-nonsense go-getter woman. My mother would whoop you properly if you misbehaved. I was born in the slums, Nyalenda in Kisumu. So we are tough women. We might look glamorous and all that, but deep down we are gangster. Huh?
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, my mother used to walk with a dagger in her trousers. It was not a joke.
You used to have a what?
My mom had a little dagger in her trousers.
What? Whoa, the level of what?
Only because some people were trying her. It was not to harm anyone, but it was to show you that I can take care of myself
Mhm.
and my 6 children. So do not play around with me. So I guess I have that attitude from my mom. Like, okay, bring it all in. Let's do this. Let's see how far we can go with this. Maneno, huh?
Um, so in line with that
Yeah.
attitude and that fiery spirit that you have, there's a time that people came for you and you came right back at them. And then you even went and did a lingerie campaign and you went all out. And that was when you started your body positivity campaign. Um,
Yes.
so tell me a little bit about that. And are you still feeling the same about your body? Has your love for your body even grown?
Yes, what happened to me is when Double D approached me, this lingerie line, and they said, Juliet, We've been watching you. We love that you're so positive. Your body has changed, but you don't feel embarrassed about it. I had to also think about it because my husband is involved. So after the meeting, I went and said, these people want to work with me. What do you feel about my body being out there? And he was like, it's your body. You do with it whatever you please. As long as it makes you feel good and you feel respected in the photo shoot, why not?
I love
So,
that.
yeah. So for me, that was just fantastic. And we went through the pictures together before they came out. He was like, I love this. I love this. So who are you? Who
It's
are you to
me.
come at me when the only person's opinion that really matters doesn't mind and he loves what he sees? Hello, check yourself. Kaini uko.
I love it. Check yourself. Check yourself. Now, in your other life, of course, you are a TV producer.
Yeah.
And do you produce yourself, by the way, when you're doing your music videos?
Yes, I do my own scripts. I know what I want in my wardrobe. I know how I want my makeup to look. I know what scene I want set. I know where I want the drone and the lights. So, yeah, it
Yeah,
is what it is.
you're a
If you
producer for
want to
real, for
work,
real, for
if
real.
you want to work. I did not go to school to be a producer. Yeah, I did not
Oh,
go
you
to
didn't?
school.
You didn't learn it in school?
No, it's just a passion of mine. I love to watch movies. I love to see how the emotions go through someone's face before they deliver a line. My dad was a drama teacher, and yeah, he taught drama and music. I was in the drama from school. I was in dramatized dances. High school, I've played all sorts of characters. So I wanted to go further. And I said, you know what? I'm going to write a script. I might not know everything, but I'm going to seek help. And until that day that I can also pass down the knowledge, I'm still working on myself. I still ask, what do you think of this? I think it's always good to ask people who in the industry have been there, they know what they're doing,
Mm-hmm.
and learn from it. Yeah.
So any
Yes.
exciting projects we should look out for that you have produced or anything that's coming in the future for people to look out for?
Yes, my project has been coming for a long time. It's called it's called Mascara. It's a series that I wrote over 3 years ago. And I got my partners in Nigeria. We've shot season 1. But you know, if you have partners, it's not necessarily for you to decide the date it's coming out. So that is one series I'm very excited for everyone to watch and see. And those who want to talk, be ready to talk because I wrote scenes for powerful women who are not afraid to show their bodies and their sexuality and their power through their words and their work. So be ready.
I love it. That's such a good spirit. Before you share your social media handles with us and tell people where they can find your music, I'd also be curious to know, with your daughters, have you tried to instill this spirit in them, and have there been times where it's been hard for you to do so?
Yes, I like my daughter, my oldest, she's very tall. And she was, yeah, she was in year 2, while her height was those ones for people in year 4 and 5. So she started slouching to feel because everyone was looking at her like. So I had to put her down and say, listen, girl, you're beautiful, stand up straight. And I had to put on videos for her to watch Naomi Campbell, Giselle Bundchen, and all those beautiful tall women who are owning it. And I had to start telling her, listen, you're beautiful, you're majestic. Do you see in the jungle, the giraffe is the tallest animal? Everyone just wants to look up at them, but he's looking down, meaning you're above all that. So, yeah, start loving yourself. Start appreciating the body that you've been born in. And if one day your body changes,
Mm-hmm.
remember that life is a cycle. Nothing is permanent. You only have to go with the flow and accept the situation you're in.
I love it. I love it. I love it. For all the young boys and girls who might be watching from Kisumu, who are big fans, who might have also grown up in the same place you grew up in, do you have one last word for them? And for one last word for all African children who are just like you and want to have that go-getter spirit?
Yeah, for those children growing up in the slums, so in difficult situations, difficult families, just know that you matter. And what you feel inside matters. Do not be afraid to let it out. You might fail many, many times, but never be afraid to stand up, try different venues, knock on doors. But first of all, learn to believe in yourself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, no one will believe in you. So love yourself, let no one tell you no. You are yes, you're not born to be nothing, you're born to be something. That's all big sister, big mama has to say.
I love it. Thank you so much, big sis Juliet. Could you please share with everybody your social media handles and let them know where they can listen to, download, and buy your new awesome song, Be Amazed?
Yes, so my Facebook is Juliet Atieno. My Instagram is Juliet Ochieng. My YouTube is Juliet Ochieng. I'm not very keen on Twitter yet, but those three platforms, you can find me. You can find my music on SoundCloud under Juliet Ochieng. And soon my songs will be dropping in worldwide stores, online stores like iTunes and all that stuff.
Yay, yippee. So, guys, you have heard it here. Go and listen to all that good music. And for all TV producers and directors and partners that are looking for a producer to partner with, you now know Juliet is your girl. Thank you so much, Juliet. Say hello to the family.
Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. And stay safe, stay well, and pass my love to your family as well.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
And that was it with Juliet Ochieng. I loved her takeaway about telling everybody that you are not small. Just like Lupita said, guys, all our dreams are valid. And don't be afraid when you get no's. Just keep knocking on those doors and pushing. This has been Conversations. I am Susan Jaroge. You can find me on Twitter at sjaroge_, on Instagram at sura_comment. And if you type in Sura Comment, you should be able to find me on Facebook as well. Guys, we're just going to continue with the music and good vibes. And there's more even on TikTok coming up right after this. Enjoy.